Are we ready to dive into our last building block of well being? Because now in our student well being course, we are going to be discussing your authenticity. My name is Jana Kochi. I teach well being and I do well being research at Charles University in Prague. And we are going one by one in this video series through the building blocks of well being of university students. We covered your positive emotions, your engagement, your relationships, your meaning, your achievement. We also discussed your physical health and what to do to flourish. We also look at your mindset, your environment, your economic security. And now it's time for your authenticity. So I hope that you're excited about this part of your well being, this part of your well being flower. But how might we understand authenticity? Um, Basically, we're authentic if we accept ourselves and we love ourselves for who we really are and we know ourselves. We know our values, we also know our passions, and we do act on them. We also set boundaries and we do express what I really think and what we really feel, even though it might be a little uncomfortable. And we are ourselves in our relationships and we are willing to be vulnerable. We are willing to show ourselves the way we are, but we also take responsibility for our actions. Before we dive into this beautiful topic, let's just reflect on your authenticity in all of these areas. We know the leather technique perfectly now, or by now. The higher the number, the more satisfied in this area of your life you are. The lower the number, the less satisfied you are. We have two options, two ways to do this, to reflect on your authenticity currently, within last days, weeks, or in general in your life in last few months, maybe the whole semester or academic year. So what are these areas we are going to reflect on? Do you think that you know and understand yourself? Do you think that you know who you are, and do you think that you understand your needs and your wants? How would you assess yourself in accepting and loving yourself for who you are right now, exactly 100% the way you are? Do you accept and mainly love yourself? Then do you know your values? And if yes, do you act on them? Do you consider them and do you align your life to your values? The same with passions. Do you know what you love to do, what you're interested in, what draws your attention, and do you find time for these things to have them in your life? How would you rate yourself in accepting and processing all your emotions? Meaning not only the good ones, but also so-called negative emotions. Are you able to sit with them, to process them, and to act on them? They help us to understand ourselves. They bring very valuable information about what might need to be changed. So how would you rate yourself here? Then we have saying what you truly think. Um, it does not have to be exactly the way you think it, but without changing the context. I'm sure that you know what I mean. Are you able to express what you really think without compromising yourself? Then we have setting boundaries and saying no without guilt. It also, we are going to talk about boundaries a little more, but also is not that you have to go to everyone and say no to everything and everyone. It's more about, do you know what is your what's important for you in your life and what is your no-go? Just knowing this help you to create the boundaries, and oftentimes we don't even have to express saying no, because people pick this up from our behavior, voice tone, and the whole personality. Then we have being vulnerable. Are you willing to show your true self, let's say the true colors, even though when it might bring some discomfort, even though people might not agree with you, or even though it might feel uncomfortable, or you might be maybe afraid that you're not going to be fully accepted, but you're willing to be vulnerable? How would you rate yourself here? How about taking responsibility for your actions? Being authentic means knowing who we are, what we want, what we agree, disagree with, being in this process of getting to know ourselves deeper and over again, because everything changes, we change as well. But taking responsibility for our actions means that based on knowing who we are, we make decisions, deliver decisions, and we also take responsibility for those. And of course, other authentic strengths, just in case that I forgot something, please feel free to uh, add anything you want. Here we have, as you know very well, the QR code that's going to lead you to your well-being workbook. Also, please feel free to fill up your authenticity flower to look at the questions that are going to help you to assess your authenticity. You can express your gratitude for being authentic, and also you have some tips and questions that are going to let you dig deeper, or go down deep to get to know yourself. It's been a long day, and I'm so sorry that my expressions are not perfect, but they're authentic. But now, let me say, authenticity. What a beautiful topic! What a beautiful topic, and what a beautiful thing to be yourself. I would love to acknowledge you, and I would like to recognize, uh, and mainly I would like to just say that I do believe that being authentic is one of the nicest things you can do. And I love that picture. You can do for yourself and for people around you. Being authentic and truly know yourself, and being curious about who you are and expressing vulnerably yourself brings freedom to you. You're respecting and honoring yourself, and I think is really one of the nicest acts you can do for yourself and for your well-being. But at the same time, it's extremely valuable for people around you. You're unique. You're only you, like you, and I'm sure that everyone around you would agree that um, it's so valuable to have you in their lives exactly the way you are. But we're going to dive in this deeper in a little bit. But for now, let me look at or introduce you this beautiful study, Living the Good Life, a meta-analysis of authenticity, well-being, and engagement. And this study starts with saying that the good life, described by philosophers and psychologists, consists of authentic expression of self, a sense of well being, and active engagement in life and work. But this study also emphasizes the very tight relationship between authenticity and well being. It basically says that authenticity, or it defines also authenticity as activity of expressing your true self, making deliberate choices based on knowing who you are, and taking responsibility. I would also say taking responsibility for not taking actions. It's also your choice. Um, so why being authentic? Why do we want that? What does that bring to university students? Is it increases your well-being, it increases your engagement, it builds up your resiliency. You're more resilient if you're yourself, you're more engaged and interested in life. Of course, you feel more yourself, you feel better, you're more real, free, so you feel more well. But also, building high quality relationships is easier because you connect much deeper when you're your true self. And as a result, you're happier in your life and about your life. Your life satisfaction is higher. Here we have something interesting called process of becoming authentic. Some studies talk about the process of becoming authentic. What that means? Well, we already mentioned that everything around us changes. The world changes constantly, we change constantly, and as a part of authenticity, is also normal and okay that we are changing, that we are changing our beliefs, we are changing our behavior, we are changing ourselves. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself. over and over. And I truly think that's one of the nicest things about being people, about being human, getting to know yourself over and over, exploring, being curious about who you are, and then expressing it. So imagine it's like peeling an onion that still grows from the center. You're like getting to know another layer of you, another layer of you, but it never ends because it's still growing. uh, what can we do to or after processing of becoming authentic, or the part of the process is knowing who you are, accepting who you are, even though you can still have your dreams and perfect vision of yourself. Accepting who you are right here and now is very crucial for our well-being, and then expressing it. You can also express, okay, this is how I am right now. I'd like to do things a little differently, but both is okay. Both is okay. um, from the course so far, looking at what we can do to be more authentic, you've already done so much by taking this course. Uh, whole 20 videos have helped you to become more aware of who you are, to be more mindful of what you want, what you need. Maybe you've changed through the course, uh, but also don't forget to use your character strengths. Those are extremely unique to yourself. Your character strengths are natural to you, they make you you. Express them. You can also, or how to life craft the journal about those interesting questions. Do you remember? Who do you want to be? What's important for you? What people do you want to have in your life? What habits you want to change? What habits you like about yourself? Just journaling in general helps you to become more aware of who you are. And high quality relationships. Um, yes, assess on those. What are those relationships when you feel fully yourself, fully accepted, safe, emotionally safe? Invest in those. And also invest into self compassion. Be kind to yourself and create the safe space for yourself within you. Then you can be open to yourself, you can be honest about what's going on in your head, in the world. Everything starts inside. So please don't judge yourself, just be open, be curious, so you can be really authentic within you, and then you can just share it with people around. The same is with boundaries. Well, students get sometimes nervous when I was learning how to set boundaries, or there were times when I heard boundary and I was just running miles away because I was so afraid to set boundaries. I felt so uncomfortable saying no to people. I am still kind of working on this, but let me share something with you. Setting boundaries, I do believe, from my personal experience, that it's rather than about saying no to people and then expressing all what's going on in your head, is more about, or expressing that you disagree with something, it's more about getting to know yourself, setting the boundaries inside, basically creating the boundaries by discovering what's your values, what's important to you, what is no go to you, uh, where you feel comfortable, where you don't feel comfortable. And it's okay, it's process. And so it never ends again. And then once you become more aware of this, the boundaries are creating itself basically, and you don't even have to express this oftentimes, because people pick that up from your behavior, from your voice. So sometimes, or oftentimes, you don't even have to say no. You just know inside. You create. You're mindful about yourself. You create the boundaries inside of yourself, and naturally people accept that. So please don't be afraid of boundaries. I can tell from my personal experience, it was something I was extremely afraid of, and it's not as scary as we might think. And last thing I would like to show or share with you is your values. As you look at that, on the left side, we have a list of generally uh, acknowledged values: adaptability, curiosity, loyalty, freedom, fun, meaning, and so on and so on. Then in the middle of the screen, it's devoted into 5 different segments. Based on colors, there are different importance for you. Pink is important and very important. Then you have white, neutral, and then brown, not very important or least important. I'd like you to go through and sort all those under each segment. But please remember, you can't put more than 4, max 5 values under each category. So this way, I kind of like force you to really distribute them all among all categories. Once you are done, I'm gonna ask you to look in the pink areas. You can only think about that, you can write it down, you can draw this, but once you're done, refocus your attention to the pink area where you have very important and important. Those are values that you found uh, particularly important for yourself. Do you see any conflicts here? What do I mean by that? Let's look at the values again. Let me pick some. So, for example, you can have there something that's very important to you, as, for example, responsibility and fun. Both can be very important to you. As a university student, you are responsible, you want to be responsible, you feel responsibility towards your studies. But at the same time, fun is very important to you. You want to have fun in your life. So these two might be kind of conflicting. But please don't panic, don't worry. You can have both. You definitely can have both in your life. Now it's a little challenge. I'd like you to think out of the box. I'd like you to be creative and think of how can you create space for both, to have both in your life. Because to be authentic and to respect yourself, you want to create space for everything that's really important for you. Thus, think of some scenario how you can still be responsible, but at the same time, you can honor that you want to have fun in your life. Another example might be, let me see, for example, um, here we have achievement and freedom. You might be achievement oriented. Achievement might be very important to you. That's how you generate your well being. But at the same time, you feel like you want more freedom in your life. And these two don't have to go together. By achievement, it means that you devote a lot of your time to, for example, studies or whatever you're focusing on. And freedom kind of is like this spontaneous soul that is asking for something exciting and to be free from plans, others, and all these things. But again, don't think that it's not possible to combine it. It definitely is. Just think out of the box, and you can have it all to be fully authentic. So have fun with this exercise. And for now, that's it. Not only for our authenticity, but also for the whole student well-being course. And to be fully authentic, I'm getting a little emotional because ends of courses, and especially those that are related to student well-being, are well emotional for me. But at the same time, I'm not going to say goodbye. I refuse to say goodbye to you. I'm just going to say see you soon, because I do hope that we're going to be in touch. I know that we're going to see each other in different courses. I'd love to stay in touch with you. I definitely wish you all the best. I really wish you to implement everything that you have learned here. I really wish you to be well. I really wish you to experience positive emotions, to feel engaged in your life, to flourish your well being, to take care of your flowers. If you ever felt like you would like to get in touch, here's my Instagram, here is my email address. So please let me know how are you doing, how are things going in your life. And thank you very much, because as I was about to go through the building blocks of well-being, and to wish you to also build up and care for your relationships among positive emotions and engagement, but also to find meaning or become more and more aware of what's meaningful to you, to enjoy your achievements, to build up your physical strength and physical health, to adopt mindsets that serve you, and also to co-create your healthy environments, to feel economically secured, and mainly to be you. I realized that I need to say thank you for contributing to my well-being, because I do believe that you university students are the biggest contributor to my personal well-being. You definitely provide me with so many positive emotions, and thanks to you, I'm very engaged. I'm very engaged in our classes, in our communication, and being in touch with you. Also, you provide me with high quality relationships, and you do generate a lot of meaning in my life. I love accomplishing things together when we learn about these things, not only related to well being, but whole life. You definitely inspire me to take care of my physical health better when I see you taking care of yourself. You definitely encourage me in adopting the proper mindset. You do contributes to my great environment and healthy and positive environment. Thanks to that, I can do this for a living. You're definitely part of my also security, economic security, but mainly watching you being authentic on my whole educational journey was so inspiring in watching you being open, being kind to each other, being yourselves definitely inspired me and led me to be more and more myself, to be curious about who I really am, what I really want from my life. So, yes, yes, you definitely contribute to my all well-being flower, and I would love to say thank you for that. I wish you to be well. I wish you everything what you want for yourself. And let's please be in touch. And I'm going to see you soon. Enjoy everything.